With their small snack size and cute chocolate-coated appearance, it's no surprise that cake pops are becoming a dessert trend in the world of baking. They're popular at parties and make great gifts. Today I'll be showing you how to make your very own cake pops. This method is quick and easy even if you're just a beginner. Let's get started. To make and decorate your cake pops, you'll need a baked cake that's had time to cool, a very large mixing bowl, a can of frosting, a cookie sheet or plate covered with wax paper, chocolate for melting, and if you'd like, sprinkles for decorating. So what we're going to do is take the cake, crumble it into the bowl, and then add the icing and mix it all together. So our hands are going to get really dirty. I'm going to be using gloves so that the cake mix doesn't go underneath my nails. Okay, so I'm going to put on my latex gloves and get started with the cake. So essentially, you can just take it and toss it in this bowl. So we're going to make sure we get all of the cake crumbled up so that it's ready for the icing. Okay, so I've finished crumbling up the cake, and this is what it looks like. I used a fork to break up the bigger pieces, especially the top layer, like the crust. It really helps to break it up into little crumbs. So now I'm going to add the icing, and I have this second bowl here to help me out with that because this bowl's a little bit small. I'm just going to be using my hands, and that's why I'm wearing gloves. So just get right in there, mixing in all the crumbs. So this part's pretty cool. This is where you actually roll the cake batter into little balls. So you can just scoop it with your hand. It works well if you take a little chunk with your spoon and then scoop it into your hand. Not too much. You want these to be about a little smaller than the size of a golf ball. And just roll them, squish them a bit to make sure all of the cake sticks together with the icing. It starts to crumble like that. Just squish it together in that spot. And try to make them as round as possible. Like this. So do this with all of your cake batter. Once you've finished filling your cookie sheet up with these little balls, put them into the fridge for a few hours. So I have these. They're called white chocolate wafers. They're basically little circles of chocolate. And I also have some milk chocolate from a chocolate bar. And I'm going to melt this in the microwave, give it a little stir, and then it'll be ready to dip. So to dip the cake balls, take one and drop it into your chocolate, roll it around a little bit, and I'm going to use a fork to take it out so that all the chocolate can drip through. And you can brush off the excess using your spoon. If you want it to have a nice smooth finish, you can rub it with your spoon a little bit to smooth out any little lumps that may be there. Then just place it down on some wax paper and allow it to set. If you want to make cake pops on a stick, take your stick, dip it partially into chocolate, and then stick this part of the way into your cake pop. Let these dry for about a minute or so just to solidify and make sure that the stick stays inside the cake pop. So now we can start dipping. Take your cake pop on a stick and just use the stick to swirl it around gently into the chocolate. And you can use a spoon to get the bottom edge if your dish wasn't deep enough. Then just keep turning the cake pop gently to let all the excess strip off, and you can shake it very gently. While they're still wet, you can decorate your cake pops with different ingredients like sprinkles or coconut. So I'm going to sprinkle some coconut onto these ones. You can also use all sorts of other things like marshmallows, nuts, icing sugar. I hope you enjoyed this Cake Pops tutorial. Please rate my video and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you soon with another tasty treat. Now go and enjoy your cake pops.